Good day. We are Team Vix, and today we are taking a deeper look into the art in the age of faith. We'll be discussing more about art when used as a medium for religious works, as well as the implications this has not only in paintings, but also the very blueprint of the churches and buildings we see today.
The word medieval conjures images of Monty Python antics, Blackadder's wit, and the allure of courtly love. Plutarch labeled the period between the fall of the Roman Empire and his time as Dark Ages. However, this term oversimplifies a period marked by intellectual growth, the rise of Christianity, and the establishment of new cultural and societal norms. This remarkable piece, The Virgin Theotokos and Child between Saints Theodore and George, crafted in the 6th or early 7th century, made with the encaustic on wood. This piece was sited in St. Catherine Monastery, Sinai, Egypt. It beautifully encapsulates the spiritual shift occurring in Byzantine art during this period. The early Byzantine era witnessed the construction of the earliest Christian churches with the iconic Hagia Sophia being a beacon of architectural brilliance. In the Greek, Sophia means wisdom. The full title broadly translates to divine wisdom or holy wisdom. These churches weren't just structures, they were spiritual sanctuaries adorned with intricate decorations. The earliest identifiable Christian art consists of wall and ceiling paintings in the Roman catacombs. They provide an important record of some aspects of the development of Christian subject matter. Take, for example, the sarcophagus of Jonas Bassus. This tells the story of Christian imagery, making its mark on the visual landscape of burial practices. The baptism of Christ on the Santa Maria Antiqua sarcophagus is likely a reference to the significance of the baptism as the rite of initiation into the mystery of faith. The symbolism of the rite, like the story of Jonah on the opposite end of the sarcophagus, alludes to the theme of death and resurrection.
Medieval cathedrals, although varied from region to region, were inspired by the original prototype, the Roman basilica. First made by Marcus Porcius Cato, the basilica was a large rectangular structure allowing many people to gather in one centralized place, where the walls would then echo the voice of the speaker, which inspired churches to be built in this style. Inspired by the basilica's layout, like the Salisbury Cathedral built by Elias of Durham, churches would usually be oriented from east to west facing the sun and were normally built around the location of the altar. In addition to the basilica, many churches included arches, bays, galleries, and trifolium, all of which were made to amplify the beauty of the church. Continuing with religious themes, Islamic arts are characterized by their absence of human figures based on their beliefs of idolatry and extensive use of calligraphic, geometric, and abstract floral patterns. Since Islamic art is broad, spanning over three continents, let us instead look at the art from each caliphate or a state ruled by a caliph or ruler, also known as dynasties. The Umayyad period, also known as the First Islamic Dynasty, brought a new age of art. Following the death of the Muhammad, the need to worship formed the basis of this period's artwork, which means heavy religious themes. This is seen in the Dome of the Rock, built by Raja son of Haywa and Yazid son of Salam, which combines Coptic, Sasanian, and Byzantine styles in a beautiful monument. However, the flourishing Umayyad period would soon be overthrown by the Abbasid Revolution, giving rise to yet a new age of art. The Abbasid widely focused on decorative stones and other ceramic pieces, where a new carving style allowed artists to create curved surfaces, also called arabesques, and substances to create luster, both of which was used to create the bowl with Arabic inscription.
The term mosque comes from the Arabic masjid, emphasizing the role in communal worship. Mimar Sinan Mosque, constructed in 5058, showcased classic Islamic architecture seen worldwide. Despite regional difference, mosques like the Jami Masjid for Friday prayers are central for collective Muslim worship and reflections. The artwork shows Islamic mosque architecture, a masjid evolving with traditional and cultural influences, shaping style and layout independently of political, economic, or social factors. Architecture like mihrab contribute to symbol structure defining as Islamic cultural identity. Mosques as spiritual center profoundly impact society. Mosques are hubs for prayer, charity, and community. Influential architects like Mimbar add creative elements, fostering a brand of spiritual and aesthetic luxury in Islamic culture. In a short time, you have seen how mosques are not just for prayer but also for helping others. Roman-like architecture inspired by Roman design around in 10th centuries promoted by Charlemagne after he became Holy Roman Emperor. In Britain, it stemmed Norman from project by William the Conqueror, example the Durham and Gloucester cathedrals display round arcades and geometric patterns, making a transition to Gothic architectures. This artwork is exemplified by Durham Cathedral in Roman-like with round arches. Changes in art like the transition to Gothic stem from social and cultural progress. Blending Roman-like architect seen in Durham Cathedral left a lasting impact of design influencing regional identity.
The Gothic period evolved from Romanesque art. The style represented giant steps away from the previous basic buildings. They had the economic prosperity to work out more complex and daring designs, but religion was still the main theme. Often the layout of the cathedrals were of a Latin cross, and despite the abundance of ornamentation, the overall design is balanced. In Romanesque churches, there were massive columns, but in Gothic, it had slender columns and lighter system of truss. The Gothic style is actually developed to bring sunshine, especially in the churches. This is achieved through the use of pointed arcs, revolted ceilings, and large stained glass windows. Another difference is that almost every surface is decorated. Meet Peter Parler, a German architect who developed new and innovative vaulting techniques that allowed for the construction of taller and more intricate vaults. The high towers represented the desire of getting closer to God as it stretched towards the heavens. He was a master of intricate decorative details that infused religious symbolisms. One of the largest churches in France, Amiens Cathedral, is created by Robert de Luzarc, Thomas de Cormont, and Renaud. Its exterior and interior, which are adorned with intricate sculptural details, includes figures of saints, biblical scenes, and decorated foliage. This cathedral is also a masterpiece of Gothic architecture as it exemplifies its key features. For instance, it has intricate revolting that creates a sense of openness and lightness. Its blind buttresses outside enable the construction of thinner and taller walls, allowing more light to enter through the stained glass windows and create a kaleidoscope of colors. It enhances the spiritual experience and it creates an atmosphere believed to be a physical manifestation of divine presence. Since the dawn of time, art has always been around to express, create, and inspire. But as seen above, they also serve another purpose, which is to worship and marvel at the works of divinity. Art, while a tool for humans to express their creativity, can also be a means to express unfathomable religious ideas and concepts in a way that is pleasing to the eye. We hope that this presentation sheds some light into the wonderful works that capture but a fraction of the true beauty of the world created by those higher than us. Thanks for listening.